and welcome back to my channel. I wanted to show you really quick what I found when I went to the thrift stores over the weekend. I was excited because I found just a ton of stuff, and it was kind of like different things too. So I thought I'd share it with you and then kind of share, again, I like to share my thoughts on as to why I chose the things I chose and kind of what I'm looking for and what they can be used for in junk journals too, because that can be really helpful. Not to just think of something as you see it, like you see a cookbook. I don't need another cookbook. There's actually different ways you can use it. Or if you see a calendar, oh, it's a calendar. What am I going to use that for? But I'll show you kind of different parts of the things that I got and why I think that they'll be useful for my journals. So let me go ahead and get started. I found another Betty Crocker recipe card library collection, like a full collection. And this is in really good condition. I can't pass these up. I have one I have another Betty Crocker one. I have one that I don't think is Betty Crocker. It's like from a Canadian company that put out recipe cards from I think the late 60s. And then I also have a greenhouse greenhouse card library that's all about taking care of your house plants and plants outside and things, and that's really great too. So this is I just like to have these because they're great for tucking into journals, and they're fun to look at. I don't know, and someday I may try making some of these recipes too. I think it might be kind of fun. This one is different than the other ones I had. It came in this yellow container, and it has everything in it. It's almost like they didn't even use it. So it's, it doesn't have it. Some of the ones I have like food splatters on them and things. And this is really no bends or anything, but it's got desserts fondue, which I think is so fun. And these are from, let's see, 1971. So it kind of has all those typical recipes that were really popular in the 70s, like at dinner parties and progressive dinners and things like that. So I just think these are just a lot of fun to collect. And, if you like to collect things like this, what would you say? One man's trash is another man's treasure. So I guess I'll take whatever I can get with these. I just think these are really fun. So again, like I said, they're great for journaling, making journaling pockets, and just the photographs themselves, the way that they were photographed they're super saturated color. And I think it just adds to your journals too. And if you like these decades, which I do, kind of like the late 60s, early 70s and 80s, they're nice for nostalgia, adding some nostalgia to the journals too. So, really fun, and it has all the little dividers and everything too that include pictures, which I think is nice too. So I picked that up. I do have to find a place for it. I just did a whole a couple videos back of labeling all my vintage ephemera and having a spot for everything, and I don't know that I have a spot for that, so I'm going to have to kind of rearrange some things to find out. This is, I'm not sure what you call this. It's almost like a kind of a folio to kind of keep track of your addresses and the things, your calendar and things like that. I was going back and forth on this because it was a little more expensive. When I go to thrift stores, antique malls and things like that, I don't want to, obviously like you're going because you don't want to spend a ton of money. I love it if I can find something for $1. I'll spend 10 if it's, something really good. So it just kind of depends, but I try not to go much over that, because it's fun to find, treasures for, where you're not spending a lot of money on that, and you can add these things to your journals. But this is a little more higher priced, but you do get a lot with it, and that's something else that you can look at too. The only thing is I'm probably not going to keep this cover. It's pretty water damaged, and I don't want to keep anything that it doesn't have like a weird smell or anything, but it just, I'm not going to use something that's got water damage on it. And then same with this cover here. But the reason I really wanted this was because it's from 1949, and plus it has this paper pad in here that says engagements on it. And I love that they use the word engagements because it's kind of such an elegant way to talk about the stuff you have to do. And so I just kind of like that it just says engagements on it. And so when you open it up, it's got the calendar in it. And then the paper itself is really nice. It's kind of like, it's not an onion skin, but it's kind of got that. I'm kind of bring it up to the camera. You can see it's like a little bit of a thinner, I don't know what that's called. It's kind of a toothy texture. It's got kind of a texture to it. But it's very thin paper. And I like that. I just like the way it's laid out. And I think this is good for journaling, using some of these pages to tuck into signatures of journals. And then the top of every page says engagements on it. And it's got the different holidays on it too. Maritime Day. I don't know if they still even, the different holidays that they may not put on calendars today, which I thought was kind of interesting too. Taxes when they're due. Yeah, so it's just kind of, I like this. This was mainly why I got this little folio thing, but it has this, and then it also has an address book in it, which is nice too. I have to figure out how to get this out of here though. I think it's kind of, the back is kind of glued in here, so I might be able to easily kind of take it off here. Otherwise, I may just use the pages separately. We'll see. But that's kind of nice too. I mean, this can definitely be, the addresses can be used. The lines on there are perfect for, using like ledger paper or something like that, just kind of writing journal entries and things on that too. So I don't know. I just thought this, I kept going back to this, and I was thinking, okay, I'll just think about it a little bit more. So I'll walk around and look around a little bit more, and then I'll come back to something. And if I really want it, I'll get it. So I ended up getting this. So I'm glad I did. I got more recipe books. I couldn't pass them up. They were very inexpensive. So this one was so different. I don't have anything like this. The Kingen's meat recipe book. And this has, so I think Kingen's was a type of lard from what I'm getting from reading this. But it's all meat recipes. And the thing that I like in it, again, is the photos, the really bright, saturated photos. And then in the back here, it has some really fun pictures of canned meat that I didn't know was something that you could eat. And I don't think it's something that some of the stuff they still sell, but like some of the things in here, like lunch tongue, and there was something else. Lima beans with meat. I don't know, just interesting combinations of things. But I just like this whole page. I just thought this was with the bright blue and yellow cans. I thought that was kind of fun. But again, the recipes are great when they have the pictures that kind of go along with them too. Lots of steaks and sausage recipes. So I've got that. And then I think I got another one too. Oh, maybe not. This one I liked because, it's another cookbook, and you think, maybe I won't need it. But this has a very kind of like fall looking cover to it. And then the back's got this really nice gingham. So I was thinking this might make a nice journal again. Maybe you could cover up the front with a pretty, paper ephemera piece. I actually like the picture here, and it's kind of got the greens and the reds and the browns. It has, again, like a kind of a fall color theme. I might just keep it and I just like the look of the salads too. I just think it's fun. Inside's got this dark green lining, which you could keep or cover with scrapbook paper. But I kind of like this because it's clean. It just has kind of a faded look to it, which it's kind of nice for fall. The back is the same thing. It's got that. So, you could take the pages out, and then definitely keep some of them for all the pretty, photographs that are in there too. It's got some great recipes and photographs. But this would make a nice, and the spine is really nicely intact. So this could probably fit 2 really thick signatures. That's probably what I would do. And just sew them right into the spine. And what I do too, after I take these pages out, is probably reinforce the spine with some Tyvek paper, just to give it some extra, reinforcement. You could even, some people add a piece of cardboard too. You could do that. you know, but this is actually in pretty good shape, so it's probably fine. And it would be kind of a softer feeling cover if you just left it the way it is and just kind of sewed the signatures directly into it. But I don't know, I just thought the colors here would just be really nice, and I have plenty of time to make another fall journal, so I think I might do that. This I found, this was for like 50 cents or something, this apple cookbook. This is from the mid 80s, and you know, it's shaped like an apple, so you have to get it. And it's got some really great apple recipes, and I actually ended up adding a page of this to my journal that I just made, my floral fall journal. And it's just got some really fun, just, you know, your typical kind of apple picking recipes and things, but you know, it's shaped like an apple. So, and the pages are nice and big too, so I thought that was a good find. This I was so excited to get. I never see these anywhere, this bookkeeping record, and it's like a really big size. It's brand new. I don't think anybody used it, and I think it's got a couple of different years on it, so I think it's from the 70s, because it was reprinted in the 70s, but it's kind of keeping track of your expenses, you know, for tax time. But it's got these great pages in it, and they're all the same. You get this side and then you get this side, and that's the same throughout. But plenty of pages. I mean, this would make a million journals. So I think this will be fun to use. And then I found this easy reader kids book about birthdays. I'm always looking for kind of birthday type ephemera, because I have a couple of ephemera packs in my shop right now that have kind of birthday themes to them. And it's fun to do that in journals, because a lot of times if you're scrapbooking a birthday or something, then you have kind of the ephemera to go with it. So this birthday party book is just kind of one of those, you know, easy reader books. So it's easy to read, and it's got the photos aren't in color. They're kind of pencil drawn. But it's perfect for kind of a birthday theme there. And then I found this, I always like to have kind of a variety of garden catalogs, because you get the pretty flowers in it. A lot of times there's some nice ads in it too for different things that aren't floral related. So you always have to kind of keep that in mind too. This one actually came in a box here. It's the Complete Garden Encyclopedia. So it had, inside the box, it had this kind of catalog thing, and then it had this little insert here. So this is from, I think this is from the 40s, but just, this is really nice too. And this could be, you could get 2 journal pages out of this, so use this side or this side. I mean, just some great, just this photo alone here is really nice. Complete Guide to Happy Gardening. And then inside this, these are mostly black and white, but again, it's always nice to have some black and white pages in your journals, because those are pages you could, you know, cover with paint or gesso or something to do art journaling, and just to have that background texture of the words and the different sizes of words and things like that is nice. So this is from 1961. So there's a couple color photos in here, but just nice. It's got just some black and white photos of trees and bugs and different things too. So that's another thing too. You're not only getting the garden, the floral pictures, but you've got pictures of bugs, you know, in case you need that kind of theme in a journal. So you get a lot of variety and things like this. Oh, I knew I had a couple other recipe books here. So I had this one I really like, because it's a nice clean cover. This is Magic Recipes to Make with Condensed Milk. I was thinking this cover would be pretty for kind of like a homemaker journal. And I'd probably just leave the inside. I wouldn't even cover the inside with paper or anything, because I kind of like the look of like the family here and everything, and the flowers down here. But this has a lot of desserts in it, cookies, that kind of thing. And I always think these are fun. So this I got for the cover, and it's in such nice condition too. So it'll be nice to use for crafting. This one I just picked up because it was just kind of interesting. Freezing in a Frigidaire food freezer. So all the things you can freeze and how to freeze them. It's got some really good photos in it. Again, just good for food things, and also, you know, if there are any ads in here too, that's always good. Or just kind of demonstration photos. You've got kind of a homemaker pictures, a lunchbox. You know, all of these different pages you can use for different themes too. It's not just straight recipes. You know, this could even be in a school-themed journal. You take a photo of kind of like an old-fashioned lunchbox. That's kind of fun too, you know, trim this out and pop that into a school journal. That would be really, really nice too. So that was a good cookbook. I also found some calendars, and this was actually in a 2-pack. So, and I saw this and I was interested because it said season greetings, so I was thinking it might be a Christmas theme. I didn't open the package, but I figured it was probably something good. It was like $1 for both of them. This calendar was kind of what I really liked. This is from 1965. And I like this because you've got different themes over on the top of the calendar here, and then you have the actual calendar itself, which is actually written in. So, you know, you kind of get to see what people were up to. But I like this one. But it has, you know, gives you help with, you know, gardening things. You know, and so each side can be a journal page. You know, and then the back's got, this is another journaling page. You know, you can write down addresses and things like that. Or, you know, use this for journaling. So next I found this Using Words spelling book from the 1950s. And I like this because I don't have a lot of children's learning books in my collection. I don't use them a ton in my journals, but every once in a while it's nice to have just a little something to kind of mix in. But I do like the word books because you have the dictionary words in them, plus just words that can kind of go with a theme that you're having in the journal. I also like this book because of its size, and it's in pretty good condition, the cover is. So I'm thinking this would be really nice to make a journal cover with, and, you know, make a handmade book with, and even keeping this picture in the front and not covering it with anything. I do have a journal in my Etsy shop right now that's a word from a learning book that's about words. And I think that's just a nice theme because it's a journal, and, you know, you can have words on the front. It kind of makes sense with going with the journal. So I thought this would be another, maybe smaller version of that I could make too. So I thought, and I like the color too. So it just has a lot of different kind of word learning pages. And then it's got a little dictionary in the back with some pages that I think would be helpful in journaling too. So that was a good find. And then the last thing I got was this sewing magazine that I found. It was hidden underneath a whole pile of things. So it was peeking out, and I thought this might be something interesting. And this is another example of how just because it's a sewing magazine doesn't mean that you just have to use it for sewing. There's actually a lot of things inside these old magazines that are helpful for all different kinds of journaling. So obviously you can use it for sewing, but then if you look inside, there's a lot of pictures of bridal things. So if you're making a, you know, maybe a bride themed journal or something, you've got some nice pages for that. You know, weddings or that kind of thing. Animals, you know, there's a lot of pictures of animals in here, of making, you know, different types of animal type themed sewing projects. Birds, butterflies, you know, these pictures too could be great for a garden journal, or, you know, an animal themed journal or something like that. Crocheting projects for pots and pans. Just this photo alone would be nice for, you know, a kitchen themed journal, recipe journal. Flowers here, again, another garden journal. You know, just some of the models in here, the fashion, you know, if you like to want to do like a fashion journal, that would be really nice too to use this for. And then also in the back, you don't want to forget about the ads that they have in here too, because you've got this women's household magazine that you could use this ad for, maybe a housekeeping type journal. This here, Holiday Handicrafts magazine, just published. You could, you know, trim out this little part and use it for a small page in one of your journal signatures for a Christmas journal. So lots of different types of things you can find in these magazines, not just you know, the magazine theme itself. So always keep that in mind when you're looking at old magazines. They're kind of one of my favorite things to get, are old magazines, because you can find the photos in them are great, and you can find all kinds of different things to put in your journals. So this was a great trip. I feel like I found a lot of stuff, and let me know what you think. So thanks again for watching today, and I'll see you in my next video.